read a book. Open it up and take a look. Fairy tales and fantasy. Close your eyes and believe. Once upon a queen, once upon a queen, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. Once upon a queen.
Hello friends, and welcome to Once Upon a Queen story time. I'm so glad you can join me today. Come on in, settle in. I just visited the bookstore and got the most wonderful story to read to you today. It's called Beauty and the Beast. Now, how many of you have seen the movie Beauty and the Beast? Do you like it? It's one of my favorites. That's why I dressed up as Belle today. Alright, so I need everybody's help, okay? To start off this story, we have to say 3 magic words. Once upon a time. So on the count of 3, can you help me with that? We're going to say that all together, okay, to start off this story. 1, 2, 3. Once upon a time. One cold evening, a poor old woman knocked on the door of a castle in a forest. A handsome prince answered. The old woman asked for a place to stay in exchange for a beautiful red rose. The prince was disgusted by the woman's appearance and turned her away. Suddenly, the woman magically changed into a beautiful enchantress. She turned the selfish prince into an ugly beast and cast a spell on everyone in his castle. For the spell to be broken, the prince would have to learn to love and be loved in return before the last enchanted rose petal fell. Look at the pretty stained glass windows. A beautiful and kind girl named Belle lived in a nearby village. Belle was smart and loved to read books about exciting adventures, like we're reading right now. Gaston wanted to marry Belle because she was so beautiful, but unlike the other girls in the village, Belle wasn't interested in Gaston. She knew he was vain and only really loved himself. Belle's father, Maurice, was an inventor. One day, Maurice and his horse Philippe headed off to a fair with his newest invention. Maurice and Philippe soon got lost in the dark and scary forest. Oh no. Philippe became frightened and threw Maurice to the ground, then ran away. Maurice struggled alone through the woods and came upon a castle gate. He pushed the gate open after narrowly escaping a pack of angry wolves. That's pretty scary. Let's see what happens next. Maurice entered the castle. It was unlike anything he had ever seen. The people in the castle had been transformed into enchanted objects. Lumiere, the candelabrum, and Cogsworth, the clock, greeted Maurice and made him feel welcome. Suddenly, an angry beast barged into the room. He was not happy to find a stranger in his castle. He grabbed Maurice and dragged him to the dungeon. Oh no. When Philippe returned home without Maurice, Belle knew her father was in trouble. She begged the horse to take her to him. After a frightening ride through the forest, Belle and Philippe arrived at the enormous castle. Belle rushed inside. Do you see Belle at the gates? She was very brave to go inside that castle. Belle found her father locked in a cell. They hugged through the bars as Maurice tried to explain what had happened. Then they heard loud footsteps coming towards him. The beast was furious when he saw another stranger in his castle. Belle was terrified, but she pleaded with the beast to release her father. "Take me instead," she begged. She promised to stay with the beast forever in exchange for her father's freedom. The beast agreed. Maurice returned to the village. He told Gaston and the other villagers about the beast. He begged everyone to help him rescue Belle, but they all thought he was crazy. Back at the castle, the beast offered Belle a room instead of the cold cell. "You can go anywhere you'd like except the West Wing," he warned. Belle was outraged by the beast's behavior and sad that she would never see her father again. The beast left, and to Belle's surprise, the objects in her room started to talk. A kind teapot named Mrs. Potts and her son Chip tried to make Belle feel better. Belle's new enchanted friends invited her to the dining room for an extravagant feast. "Be our guest," exclaimed Lumiere. Do you know that song? Are you singing it at home? The spoons danced, the napkins twirled, and bottles popped their corks. Belle couldn't believe her eyes. After dinner, Belle explored the castle. Despite the beast's warning, she entered the forbidden west wing, where she found the beast's enchanted rose. The beast grabbed the rose before Belle could touch it. "Get out," he roared. Belle was terrified. She ran out of the castle and found Philippe, but they didn't get far. The woods were too dark and dangerous. Hungry wolves soon surrounded them. Belle was in trouble. Suddenly, the beast arrived. He fought off the wolves with his brave, bare hands and saved Belle. The wolves fled, but not before the beast was badly injured. Belle returned to the castle with the beast to tend his wounds. "Thank you for saving my life," she said. She was truly grateful for the beast's help. "You're welcome," said the beast. Looks like they're starting to become friends too. After that, Belle and the beast spent a lot of time together. The beast showed Belle his enormous library. Belle taught him to be patient and to use good manners. Do you use good manners at home? It's very important. Belle began to see the beast differently. She saw that he had a kind heart. The beast was also learning to care for someone other than himself. He hoped that maybe one day the spell could be broken. One evening, the beast invited Belle to a special dinner. He remembered to use good manners just as Belle had taught him. After dinner, they danced in the grand ballroom. Their feelings for each other grew even stronger. The beast asked Belle if she was happy. "Yes," said Belle, "but I wish I could see my father again." And look, they're dancing. The beast gave Belle a magic mirror. In it, Belle could see whatever she wished. And when she looked, an image of Maurice appeared. He was lost in the woods and he looked sick, weak, and in need of help. "You must go to him," said the beast sadly. He released Belle as his prisoner and gave her the magic mirror so she would remember him. Aww. Belle found her father and took him back to the village, but Gaston told everyone Maurice was crazy and should be sent away. "He thinks he's seen a beast," shouted Gaston. To prove that her father wasn't crazy, Belle showed Gaston the beast in the magic mirror. Gaston was shocked. He convinced the villagers that the beast was dangerous. He locked Belle and Maurice in their own cellar, then gathered a group of people and set out to attack the beast. That's not very nice. The angry mob found the castle and marched inside. The enchanted furniture and dishes fought off the nasty intruders. Gaston searched the castle for the beast. Back in the village, Belle managed to escape from the cellar. She rushed to the castle to stop Gaston. Gaston had found the beast and was ready to attack. At first, the beast didn't want to fight. He was very sad that Belle had left. But to his surprise, Belle returned. He regained his confidence and started to fight back against Gaston. Now this is a little scary that they're fighting. But the beast was badly hurt. Belle tried to comfort him. "You came back," he said, struggling to speak. He was happy to see Belle despite his pain. Belle laid her head on his chest and began to cry. As the last enchanted rose petal was about to fall, Belle whispered, "I love you." Just then, something magical happened. The beast rose into the air, rays of sparkling light hit the ground, and the beast began to transform. His claws turned into hands and his fur disappeared. He was human again. The spell was broken. Belle saw that the beast was actually a prince. She was amazed. "Belle, it's me," declared the prince. She felt his soft hair and rubbed his smooth face. She looked deeply into his eyes. "It is you," she exclaimed. Belle and her prince joyfully danced together. Their love for each other had broken the spell. Mrs. Potts, Lumiere, Cogsworth, and the other enchanted objects changed back to their human selves, and they all lived happily ever after. That was a great story, wasn't it? I hope you enjoyed that one. Now, I have one more for you that I think you're going to enjoy. This is called The Beauty of Nature, and it's all about some of my favorite princesses. Princesses are as kind to nature as they are to people. They love to tend their gardens, care for animals, and keep the world green and healthy. Snow White makes sure the 7 dwarfs don't waste water when they wash up for dinner. 7 dwarfs? Can you name all the 7 dwarfs' names? Comment below. Tiana turns off the lights when she leaves a room. Do you turn off the lights when you leave a room? It's very important to save energy. Jasmine picks up any litter she finds. Do you see Princess Jasmine in Aladdin? Now, can you spot where the genie is hiding? That's right there. Cinderella plants a tree. Trees help keep the air clean. Do you know you can plant your own tree at home? It's true. And little by little, it'll grow to be as tall as the ones you see outside. Ariel finds ways to reuse things instead of throwing them away. This seaweed makes a lovely scarf. Now, reuse, another word you can use is recycle. Now, you can recycle things from your house that maybe you haven't used in a while, or maybe it's a toy that you haven't played with, and you could give it to someone else, and that's recycling and that's reusing. And you could be just like Ariel. Belle uses both sides of the paper when she writes letters, because it is not good to waste. Tiana cooks with fresh fruits and vegetables grown right in her own backyard. You know, you can grow your own vegetables as well in your own backyard. Fruits too, and they're extra delicious. Snow White is always kind to animals. Belle tells the shopkeeper she doesn't need a bag for her new books. She doesn't need a bag because she can carry the books in her hands, or she can always use a basket like this. Baskets can be fun to carry things. They come in so many different shapes and sizes. Now Cinderella turns her old clothes into new ones for her little friends. Do you see that? Cinderella is using her extra scraps of fabric from her dress to sew little outfits for her friends, for her mice friends and her bird friends. How sweet. Be kind to our world and you'll be like a princess too. It's true. Why don't you ask the grown-up you live with how you can help be kind to our world? There are many small ways you can do just at home. I hope you enjoyed this story today, friends, and I hope you'll visit the kingdom very soon. Thank you for spending story time with me, and I'll see you very soon.
Time to sit down and read a book. Open it up and take a look. Fairy tales and fantasies. Close your eyes and believe. Once upon a queen, da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Once upon a queen. Summer, Orlando, we'll read something magical. It's time to show your pride. Open up a book and see what's inside. Come on, sing it with me. Time to sit down and read a book. Open it up and take a look. Fairy tales and fantasies. Close your eyes and believe. Once upon a queen, da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da, da-da-da-da-da. a queen.
Hello, friends. Thank you so much for watching Once Upon a Queen. If you enjoyed this story time and would like to learn more, you can subscribe right down below. And make sure to click that bell icon to be notified when a new video is ready. See you at story time.